After Israel leaves Egypt and crosses the Red Sea, the nation begins its journey toward Mount Sinai. In this week's Parsha Yitro, Moshe's father-in-law hears about the miracles that have taken place and comes to visit, bringing with him Moshe's wife Tzipporah and their two sons Gershom and Eliezer. After a warm reunion, Yitro observes the daily life of the camp and quickly notices how overwhelmed both Moshe and the people are by the inefficiency of the existing system. He proposes creating a judicial framework, essentially a structured bureaucracy to streamline the process. Moshe accepts the advice, but the question is, what exactly did he implement? Malbim notes that the Torah's language is deliberate. It says that Moshe listened to the voice of Yitro, not that he heard the voice. Had the Torah said he heard Yitro, it would imply that Moshe followed the advice precisely as given. But by saying he listened, the Torah suggests that Moshe absorbed Yitro's ideas and then adapted them according to what he believed was best for the people. One example of this adaptation appears in the appointment of judges. Ibn Ezra points out that Yitro listed up to 4 qualities a judge should possess. Yet Moshe ultimately selected judges who embodied only one, Anshe Chayil, strong, capable, or valiant men. Moshe may have chosen the single broad trait because he understood the practical reality. If he insisted on finding individuals who possessed all 4 qualities, he might end up with no one but himself. Instead, he chose a characteristic that cast the widest net. Akedat Yitzchak adds another layer, suggesting that Yitro did not offer his advice immediately upon arrival. He waited, observing the situation before speaking. After receiving Yitro's suggestions, Moshe also did not implement the system right away. Rav David Tzvi Hoffman explains that the new judicial structure would only be discussed and introduced at their next major stop, Mount Sinai, where the Torah would be given and the laws established. Malbim continues that Moshe intentionally delayed implementation because he did not want the judges to rule based on personal logic or intuition. He wanted them to judge based on law and precedent, which would only be possible once the Torah was received. These two approaches highlight different aspects of leadership. From the first, Moshe models the importance of taking an idea, understanding it deeply, and then adapting it to the needs of one's community. This is the essence of the Mara D'Atra, the halachic authority of a particular place. When 2 Torah leaders are present, the opinion of the Mara D'Atra takes precedence, even if the other is greater, precisely because he knows his community intimately. He understands their strengths, their challenges, and how to guide them in a way that will truly serve them. Moshe does exactly this. He takes Yitro's framework and reshapes it into a system that fits the reality of Israel. The second idea highlights Moshe's sense of timing. A leader cannot introduce change before the people are ready for it. If something is introduced too early, it may be ignored, misunderstood, or carried out in a way that misses the point entirely. If introduced too late, habits have already hardened, and the change becomes far more difficult. Effective leadership requires not only wisdom, but also sensitivity to the moment. Moshe implements Yitro's ideas at precisely the right time and in the way that would best serve Israel. After the giving of the Torah, when the people would have a clear legal foundation and the judges would have a framework rooted in divine law rather than personal intuition. Moshe was not just a teacher of God's law, he showed us what real leadership looks like. Shabbat Shalom.